Buongiorno everyone, welcome back to Lineup Predictions here on the Magpie Channel TV for the final time this season. This is the first season we've done Lineup Predictions on the Magpie Channel. It started way back against Watford, the fourth home game of the season, and ran it all the way through the season. So watch out for next season. Hopefully we'll be on to bigger and better things. But for now, last game at home to Liverpool. Who are they? Shit team. Beat them no bother. A few weeks ago, I actually thought we would have had a chance against Liverpool because one knew they were going to win the title, lifted on the last home game, which was the other day against Chelsea. And they'd probably be coming to St James's last game. Don't give a shit. Probably rotate a little bit. But with our team at the minute, all the rotation stuff we've had to do, well, not necessarily rotation, it's the lack of rotation. It's the problem, Brucey, innit? We've got too many people injured, too many people unavailable. So, if Liverpool may well rotate, give some of the young'uns a run out, the likes of Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones and them, but Liverpool is still a great team. Even their youngsters will probably beat most teams in the Premier League. But who's out for us? We've got Fabian Schär, who's undergoing surgery today. He's expected to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. Brucey's hoping to have him back by the start of next season. The same as Jamal Lascelles, who had surgery the other day. Both expected to be out for a similar time period. Emil Kraft, who's come in and done a pretty decent job for me, I think, at right back. And has had to cover at centre-back with all the people ineligible at the minute. But Kraft took a nasty whack to the ankle. Brucey says we've got a couple of days before the game, so Bruce says depending on how the next 24 hours play out, he may be involved, maybe not. That's something that we're going to have to wait and see, but it doesn't really sound too positive. And then there's Kel Watts, who was brought into the squad the other day against Brighton, was expected to make his debut. I think most people were expecting him to start. He got on the bench, didn't even get on. But Brucey says he could make his debut against Liverpool, but there is a concern because he hasn't played a game in 5 months since his loan ended at Mansfield. He says it's a big ask, and it is someone who hasn't played a competitive game in 5 months coming in to play a game against Liverpool. I mean, I know it doesn't really matter anymore. Like, Liverpool's not playing for anything, and we're not either, really. It's a bit of a pointless game, but it is still quite a big ask. And I don't know, but Brucey says, he got on well on loan, and he's happy with his progress, and it's an option anyway. So Kel Watts could well come in. Isaac Hayden and Sean Longstaff may be available. They were both ruled out until the end of the season, but must have had some miraculous recovery, apparently. We're going to just monitor them for the next 2 days. They came back into training yesterday for the first time and done well, so Bruce is going to monitor them too for the next 2 days. And they should be in the squad if they're okay. I have also heard that Isaac Hayden could be an option at centre-back. He has played there before for both Newcastle and Arsenal. It's not a position he's unfamiliar with, but again, it's putting players where they're not comfortable, like Emil Kraft. I mean, we've got people like Kel Watts there waiting, and other youngsters as well below him, chomping at the bit, would die to get on the pitch. I can probably see Isaac Hayden or Kraft being forced in and playing instead of Kel Watts for some reason, but that's just the way it is. Once the season ends though, there's going to be a 3-week break. The lads are going to get 3 weeks off, and then they're going to come back and have a 3-week pre-season schedule before the season starts in 7 weeks' time. So we'll get into my lineup there then, and Martin Dubravka in goal, Javier Manquillo right back, Danny Rose at left back, and once again Federico Fernandez is going to have to come in because there's absolutely no one else, and he's played every other minute since the restart, so might change there now. Might as well have Fernandez in, getting called Iron Man at the minute. Alongside Kel Watts, for me, as I mentioned, there's a possibility of Kraft being in the squad, there's a possibility of Hayden being in the squad, but if neither one of them are going to make it, and to be fair, they don't sound fully fit to me, especially not Hayden, who was meant to be out for the rest of the season, I don't see why we can't just play Watts. As I say, it means nothing. The season's over now. It doesn't mean anything. Why not give one of the kids a chance? And I know he hasn't played in 5 months, and it is a big ask. Brucey's right in that aspect, but at least he's probably fit. He's going to be fitter than the other two. So instead of playing unfit players, as we have done pretty much all season, Federico Fernandez being a prime example, Javier Manquillo another one, why not? Might as well. High Watson for me. Into midfield, John Joe Shelby alongside Nabil Bentaleb. I'd probably stick him in. I think he's played all right in the last 2 games. Nothing startling. I'm not singing his praises just yet, but after his horror show against Man City, it's only gone uphill. Couldn't really go any further downhill, to be fair. I think that was rock bottom, but you know, like it's the last game, and I don't know. I'd love to see Matty Longstaff in there, to be honest, but I just can't see it happening, especially not now that there may be a couple more options in Isaac Hayden and Sean Longstaff being available. I don't know. I think we've seen Matty in a Toon shirt for the last time. I think he's gone. The contract's still not done. I think his extension probably runs out on Monday. So if nothing's done by then, he's a free agent and can sign for Udinese or whoever he likes. So yeah, Matty's gone for me. So might as well stick Bentaleb in. At least he's fitter than what Hayden and Sean Longstaff probably are. And as I say, the last couple of games, he's been all right. You know, why not? On the right wing, we'll go with saint-maximin. He wasn't expected to start against Brighton. He was a major doubt. I think in my lineup prediction, I put Lazaro in there. This could be the last opportunity we could get to see Valentino Lazaro, but I don't think he's going to play again. Brucey mentioned him. He says he hasn't had a lot of minutes under him this season, but he's been quietly impressed with him. I think he's quite impressed with Rose and Bentaleb as well. So we'll see what happens. Brucey says he's got a budget. He started making some moves. He's already got things in the pipeline. So we'll see what happens on that front. But yeah, Saint-Maximin shouldn't have played against Brighton. I thought he looked absolutely knackered. There was absolutely no reason for Saint-Maximin to be there. That was another game that didn't really mean anything. I don't think any of the last 3-4 games have really meant anything, to be honest. But like, Maxi's our best player. You want to see him play, without a doubt. But we've seen a few times where he's been forced in. I think Chelsea at home this season was another game where he was expected to be injured for, but he got started, and he's just not a shadow of the Saint-Maximin we know and love. He just can't run. That's his best thing. His speed, his pace, running at players, attacking. When he's injured, like the other day against Brighton, he was getting the ball and just looking for an easy pass. He wasn't looking to run at people because I just don't think he had it in his locker. But hopefully he's had a few days to recover. Obviously, he did get that start. Hopefully he's had a few extra days to sort himself out. And he mentioned on Twitter, I think it was the other day, well, yesterday when the new kit was announced, that he's looking forward to playing in it for the first time on Sunday. So he's pretty much gave a teaser that he's going to be playing, he's going to be fit. So it's good news if he is. If he's the fit Saint-Maximin who can run and attack at people, then fantastic. Alongside him, Miguel Almiron in the middle of the park. On the left-hand side, I'd probably stick with Richie. I thought he had a decent game the other day. And up top, Dwight Gale. I'm just rushing through this quickly because I've got work to get in that, you know what I mean? But so them two, Richie and Gale, yeah. I would like to see Andy Carroll play the other day instead of Dwight Gale, but Gale's been in decent form lately. But at least Carroll should be fit. I think he caused a bit of a big chaos the other day when he came on against Brighton. Obviously, he missed that golden chance that could have got with 3 points. But I think if Carroll could come on, score his first goal back on the last game of the season at home, St James's Park, against his former team, Liverpool, it would be fantastic. It'd be a bit of a cherry on the cake come the end of the season. So that would be my starting 11. And to run through the bench, I'll go with Carl Darlow, DeAndre Yedlin. Kraft will probably have to come in if he's fit enough to. Brucey says he should come in if he can get through the next 24 hours. And Brucey likes putting injured people on the bench. It's been done before, so why not do it again? We're going to need another defensive option. We've got only Yedlin to cover. He could play on either wing or come on for Rose, and Manquillo can slide over to the left or whatever. But in terms of a centre-back, a backup centre-back, I'd love to see Francelette, McKenty or Bailey be in there, but Brucey won't do that. I know you won't, so might as well skip by that. Alongside him, Isaac Hayden, who's another fill-in centre-back option. Also for centre mid, alongside Sean Longstaff, not Matty Longstaff. I don't think he's going to make the squad. As I said, we've probably seen him in a Toon shirt for the last time. Valentino Lazaro, who we can hopefully see once more. If it is going to be the last time we're going to see him, I'd like to see him at St James's in the brand new black and white. Just maybe as a little taster into what we could see next season. However, probably unlikely. And then Joe Linton, Andy Carroll, and one last spot to whoever, probably Muto. Brucey spoke about him the other day as well, said he's going to have a sit down and talk to him. I don't really think he's in his plans, so I'd like to see someone else get there. Matty Longstaff, maybe, Jack Young or Tom Allen. Any one of the young stars I'd rather see in there instead of Muto, but I think he's been used quite a bit as a sub since the restart, so Muto for me. So yeah, that's the end of my lineups, and that's the end for the season. So thank you very much for everyone watching. We've got some big plans, me and Renty, coming up over the summer. Stay tuned in the next few weeks. Hopefully we should have some exciting news to bring to you. And yeah, I was working on some edits during lockdown. If you've been watching the series all season, then you'll notice there's been some changes in the lineup predictions videos from the restart. I haven't been entirely happy with it, if I'm being honest with you. I think I was a little bit rushed, and I've been doing them thinking it's not really what I envisaged, whatever the word is. But so yeah, so now we're going to have 7 weeks off, so I'm going to go back to the drawing board, hopefully work on some new stuff. The channel next season should be mint. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video as well, and for the last time, enjoy yourself.